They're telling you this, they're telling you that, but do you know the cause of the Civil War track? Now we got a lesson that we want to teach. Gonna show you how the Civil War all came to be. Main causes of the Civil War: with all slavery out the door, expansion into Western land, manifestors in East Plan, debate over state rights, the North's national government's fight, economic interest too, with no slaves that came for their dues, internal improvements. Where would the world go? I guess I'll have to tell you that so you will know. So, bank system is in the mix. The South doesn't think it fits. The North would disagree, but then now you'll see. Let's start off with slavery. For show, it ties into all categories of the war. Brought first in 1619 to replace indentured servants. Americans thought they were inferior and that they deserved it. Treated horribly, beaten, broken, and bruised. Some people began to think it was no longer an excuse. And as the time morphed, the North endorsed a different mentality. Color doesn't matter, enriching all their morality. It split the North and South, brought controversial views and spread it all about. The South was from slaves because of economic gain. North was industrial, without slaves it was the same. The North was anti-slavery and thought all should be equal under God. They deserve their liberties and slavery with no sleep. Compromise of 1820 crossed the century with Missouri. To compensate, Maine became free to keep down the fury. Problems with Louisiana purchased in 1803 with an imaginary line between the slave states and the free. Fugitive slave law of 1850 called for harsher slave laws and return to the owner cities. 1845, new expansion going towards the west. The South thought it was God was to spread slavery next. The U.S. took the Texas and Oregon too. When applying for statehood, they had to choose who. Should slavery stay south and the new land be free? The South said no, it's our right with our property. This controversy started up new parties. Free soilers stocked up with concern over their hobbies. Feeling like oppressed people, they wanted the land for their jobs, so slavery should stick to the land it first started on. Debates over sectionalism grew and only added to the flow. Who knew? Line of federal and state rights became blurred. The South thought the state should handle it. Government interference was absurd. Nullification in slaves was really part of their rights, and for these rights they would put up a fight. The North, on the other hand, set powers aside, left it to the federal government and the Supreme Court to decide. The South felt it with their jurisdiction to secede and threatened to do so if the tariff of 1825 did not impede. South Carolina was pissed. They really wanted out. The nullification process was set until left some tensions out. Plenty of court cases raised the stakes, including Dred Scott versus the Supreme Court case. Different economic interests were for North and the South. Scared of slave power conspiracy, the North went the anti-route. The South wanted slaves because profits were raging in, but with the new high taxes, their income was spread thin. With no more slavery, the North would gain more land, more opportunities for business, factories, and other plans. With internal improvements taken into account, arguments over where to build a railroad had to recount. Stephanie Douglas placed the Kansas-Nebraska Act to let people vote for where they would set the railroad track. Eventually came bleeding Kansas, and many people died because of it. The national government and bank in that action. The North loved the idea, they funded their interactions. It was investments for business and maybe canals to the bus system help industrialize, and they grew. The South hated the idea. The state should take the lead. Money came from their plantations, there was no middleman need. So they stood behind Jackson, their fellow bankophobe, and opposed the national bank. They should take care of their debts and loans. Political tension between Stephen Douglas and Honest Abe avoided saying their stance pro or anti-slave. Douglas was pro-sovereignty, leaving the hands of the people, but didn't come out and say whether blacks were going to be equal because of new parties under Democratic title. Hope to get a real leader, specific standing would be vital. Good old Abe wanted to end slave trade, limit slavery to where it is, no new territory biz. Not an abolitionist, but favored by the North. Douglas won the election, but Abe won the presidential vote. Now Abe's the new leader, and the main causes have been said. Aren't you happy got these facts stuck up in your head? Main causes of the Civil War: we brought slavery out the door. The South wanted to stay for their economy's sake. Manifest destiny's plan, and let's go to West for lands. Debate over state right. Is it the state or federal fight? The United States bank. Should it stay or should it go? Should the nation fund industrialization or agricultural foundation? Political tension. Remember Abe versus Doug. Both have their mind, but slid slavery under the rug. Then there were the terrorists. The South thought were high, wanted to secede, but Abe couldn't say bye. These are the main reasons that you just heard us preach. Now go on, kids. I think you're ready to teach.